Hey guys, take two on my video update, this time hopefully with some audio. Let's just double check here, make sure, yep, sure enough. I had turned it off because I was doing a screen record the other day. And of course, I forgot to turn it back on. All right, so starting on the daily, you can see that we have some resistance levels, just specific price levels that I've been watching. We also have the downtrend here. And really, I should have this uptrend on the chart as well, just like so. So what you can see on the daily here. Actually, let's talk about this particular level first. A lot of people were looking for this level around 8,000. Mine's just slightly below that little node because it corresponds with resistance, support at previous times as well. But we could definitely wick into this if this level becomes relevant. My personal opinion, if this really is a large flat right here, this should be pretty irrelevant. We should come through it pretty strong. If this is an ABC like this, A, B, C should be comparable to A, and we would be looking for something like this. It should push through this pretty strong. Everybody will call for a break of the highs, and then maybe we reverse from there. It's of note that we did break this daily uptrend line, but the daily higher low, we've got a low and we've got a higher low. So the higher low is here, which we never breached that level. So the trend is still intact. If we make another higher high, then our trend has two higher lows, and it's probably more like this or this. I would keep it drawn like this, at least at first. I don't know what I just clicked. Nope. So this is not a verified trend line yet. I'm just showing you what it could be. But this downtrend here was verified, and we've been riding right along it for a while now, for several days, since the 7th of April. So, 9 days, over a week already. We've just kind of ridden along this line. Currently, we've gotten above it, so I'm feeling pretty bullish. But we need to consider options that might occur if this isn't it. I also said on Twitter to watch for this high time frame point of control. If we were back here at the time, I said if we get one more low, I'll consider buying. But unfortunately, after all this and all this, I pulled my orders there before I went to sleep last night. Literally before I went to sleep last night. I took some melatonin last night to go to sleep. And I'm lightweight. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I never do any of that. So when I take something like melatonin or NyQuil, it puts me out. But I had to reset my schedule, so I took some melatonin, canceled all the orders I had. I had orders down here, and I had orders for a stop buy. The only thing that I had was an open short with a trailing stop loss. So that trailing stop loss took my profits for me, but I didn't get into any longs. And now, if we continue up, if this is in fact the structure, then this should be strong. So I wish I had gotten longs in here. What are we watching? The hourly for sure. If the hourly flips red, then I'm going to assume that this was just another fake out. They got me yesterday on the daily with a flip red. You can see here it was red. We haven't seen a daily break, a daily fake out, a false daily flip. I mean, I can't remember it on Bitcoin ever. I'm sure it's happened, but I wasn't watching the Bitcoin chart when it's happened. So when they flipped the daily red, I felt pretty confident that we'd have some continuation down. And we still could, but it's going to be with another false break in there. One of these is a fake flip, is a false flip. Either the flip down or the flip up is a false flip. Doesn't matter either way. One of them has to be a false flip. In at least 3 years, we haven't seen a false flip on the daily MACD. So they got me pretty good with that one. Now, because everything is flipping to the upside, and I don't want to turn that on. I was going to turn on the momentum overview, but who knows where it's going to be placed right now. So it's just going to take too long to get it all sorted out. 15 minutes is up. 1 hour is up. 4 hour is very close to being up. 4 hour is up now. Daily is up. So the only things not up are 3-day and weekly. Momentum is up. Momentum is to the upside otherwise. So until we start seeing the 15-minute and the 1 hour flip to the downside, then I'm going to hold a bullish bias. But we could see very easily, let me go to the hourly, we could see this turn into some kind of flat here, where this is a move down and this is the start of a different kind of move down. Actually, I would call it this, like an A, B, C, and down. I'm expecting at least one more high. Even if we do that, I think that this move here is incomplete, and we'd have at least one poke up here before coming down. I don't prefer this. I prefer the bullish side, but we'll just have to see what happens. If we get one more move up and then come back down, then that's a short. If we flip the hourly red from here, then that's a short. 15-minute can flip, it can go red and then still continue up. So don't rely on that for a bias of direction. You could potentially enter a short based on 15-minute being red, but I would think that that would last just a short time. Something like this. 15-minute could go red right here, and then we still go up. So I wouldn't really rely on the 15-minute for too much right now. The hourly is going to be my bias determination. If the hourly flips to the downside, then perhaps I'm wrong on this move. Otherwise, I think we're starting a larger move to the upside. If we go look over at ETH, same thing here. If that doesn't look right, does it? Yeah. So if this was our A and this is our C, then we're looking at approximately 220. You can see it's already challenging its highs. It's also challenging this downtrend. Excuse me. This wick wasn't on other exchanges, so I'm ignoring that, and I pulled the downtrend from this point and this point. Now this level looks like it could be a little more relevant on ETH, but if it's not going to be relevant on Bitcoin, then why would it be relevant on ETH? I would think we'd go through it if Bitcoin does. This is the same area that Bitcoin had that consolidation before continuation down. To me, I think this just goes soon. I don't think it takes too long. I think within the next 24 hours, we'll probably have another move up. But at the same time, you still need to watch that 15-minute MACD. You still need to watch that hourly MACD. It definitely looks to me like it wants one more move up. This looks very flaggy, but we've seen many fake outs where it just goes, takes the highs, and falls back in. That would be a short. But with ETH already challenging these highs and at the top of a resistance box, I feel pretty good about it overall. Also took out these lows a couple times for just reversing. Gosh, this was a perfect entry, and I slept right through it. That's what I get for sleeping. My schedule has literally been to go to sleep at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, wake up at noon, 11 to noon, really. So I took that melatonin at like 10 o'clock last night so that I could put my schedule back in place. And imagine that, the one time, okay, this was at 8 o'clock. This move here was at 12 o'clock. Like I could have been getting long at 12 o'clock. And that was the one time I was asleep. Definitely should have been long here at this little nodule. And that was 1:30 last night. So it is what it is. We look for the next play. Right now, I think it's still to the upside. I would not be surprised at all to see ETH just go from this to this next box, taking out these highs. So bears, be careful. There's a lot of shorts already. They could continue to take out shorts. I think that's all I got. Highlights, watch the 15-minute, watch the 1 hour, watch, that's about it. If 15-minute and 1 hour both turn red, then we're probably in a structure, the same structure to the downside that I was looking at previously, where the top was already in here. But to me, this looks pretty solid, to be honest. My bias is pretty strong to the upside, but let's make sure, let's follow through with it. I opened a small position already. If you wanted to open a position now, it would look something like this. With your stop below this little level here, and just target this first resistance box. Here's the thing, right now I open only a 25% position, and I'm using a manual stop. Well, I've got a hard stop down here. Because it's only 25% position, it's still less than 1R, just barely. My hard stop is down here, but my soft stop is here. My 1R is right around here. So if we come down here and flip the 15-minute and hourly red, then I close it manually. But if we wick down here, I don't want to be out of the position because we could wick down and continue. And if that happens, I would actually add some here. Now, this is pretty close to my entry as well. Not much different than where I started opening my one. So if we do wick down, that's fine. You don't want to be stopped out. Therefore, don't open a full position yet. At most, I would say 30% position. If we come all the way down here, then 15 minutes should have already turned red. 1 hour will probably be red. So yes, you have to be out if we take out these lows. If we take out this high, I'll add a little bit. Well, I say that. Be careful adding here. This is a very easy level where price could make an SFP, swing failure pattern, and come back down. So be careful adding on a break of this high. In fact, I would think that the first break this level would be a swing failure. What I would like to see is something more like this. And we can buy the second break of that level. But I am looking to add to my position. I'm just doing so slowly. I'm not rushing into it. But I want to be in a significant position if we do have that upside. If we broke this trend line, we're above this trend line. So my bias is up until proven why it shouldn't be. All right, guys, that's all I got.